Abortion cannot be justified under any circumstance.
I think in an ideal world, we wouldn't have any abortions. Unfortunately, the reality of the situation is it's going to exist, whether or not that it's legal and can have safe actual procedures, or it's going to happen in the alleyways where it is going to damage women. So to continue to advocate for punitive measures, and I'll let you speak after this, I think that does more harm to women at large than it does to help protect the unborn life.
Here's a question for you. Do you think that it is always wrong to kill an innocent person, an innocent human?
I would say the intentional killing of somebody who's innocent is something that we should advocate against. What I will say, though, is
so what is an abortion in your view?
One sec, I got to finish my point.
Okay.
What I will say is the rights of people's bodily autonomy is something that supersedes the preservation of life, especially when it comes to the government enforcement of that.
Do I have the right as a mother to kill my child?
So I think there are two ways that we determine what rights are in a society, right? It's either we all have rights, and then we decide as a society that there are some actions that we need to restrict just because we live in a social world, or we have no rights, and we just have the grace of the government that grants us some rights.
I have a question
for
you.
What I would start is, I think that we do have all rights. I think that we restrict things that would be unnecessary and bad. I wouldn't count somebody's rights to their own bodily autonomy as something that we need to restrict.
So it sounds like you're making the argument that dependency means that a mother should have the child to end the life, should have the right to end the life of her child.
I wouldn't say dependency because I'm sure
the child's dependent on her body, right? That's what you're saying.
I'm assuming you're going to go into like a toddler is dependent in order to be fed by their parents.
A newborn is totally dependent on their parents,
but it doesn't rely.
We can never end the life of a newborn.
I know, but it doesn't rely on the specific bodily functions of somebody.
But it fully relies on the functions of everybody else.
Well, no, because you can opt out. You can give that to an adoption agency.
A newborn baby relies on the functions of other adults, for sure.
But it doesn't have to deal with that biological mother. The mother can't put it up for adoption if they don't have the means in order to take care of it.
Let me make sure I say it back to you. You're saying the biological mother has the right to end the life of her biological child, but somebody else who's not biologically connected could end the life of a young child that's totally dependent on them physically.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Then what are you saying?
Well, you like to go into a lot of biology. Do you know what an FMT is?
Tell me.
So it's a fecal microbacterial transfusion. It's necessary for people who don't have proper intestinal responses for immune disorders. And what it is basically a transfusion of someone else's feces into that person. What's funny to me is we don't enforce people in order to collect their own poop in order to preserve life. So it's funny that we protect the sanctity of people's poop over people's wombs and uterus.
But the womb is designed for a baby, right?
Not all wombs